Hey there. Thanks for taking some time to look at the ways that Watermark can help support your continuous improvement and assessment initiatives. Just in case Watermark is a new name, as some backstory, we've been working for years to give higher education institutions the insights that they need so they can really improve on their student success and continue to ensure it over the course of time. And while we have an entire suite of tools that help you with everything from course evaluations to tracking and reporting on faculty success, today I really want to focus on our Planning and Self-Study tool. The Planning and Self-Study tool is designed to address a lot of your institutional assessment needs. So everything from assessment of academic or non-academic outcomes, strategic planning, program review, and even writing and reporting on your accreditation self-studies. Right here, I'm taking a look at an academic program, but again, this works just as well for non-academic units as well. And if I select that program, you'll notice that Watermark is storing a lot of the centralized information for that program or department. Things like their mission statement, or the outcomes that they're looking to track, whether those are learning or non-academic outcomes over the course of time. Not only can you load these outcomes and tag them, but you have the ability to map those outcomes to other outcomes throughout the institution, whether you're mapping downward to the course learning outcome level, up to the institutional learning outcome level, or anything in between. And speaking of mapping, our useful curriculum mapping tool allows academic units to address the degree to which those learning outcomes are being addressed throughout their curricula. Not only can I talk about whether we are introducing, reinforcing, or mastering one of those learning outcomes within a particular course, but I also have the ability to design the measurement directly from within my curriculum map so that it's waiting for me to assess within my assessment plan. Speaking of, let's jump into one of those assessment plans. Throughout the system, you'll notice that we have dashboards sprinkled so that you have the ability to easily look at your data and make sense of it without digging throughout the system. And if I select any one of those assessment plans, I can see the learning outcomes that are being assessed within a particular year, so that whether you are rotating your outcomes or assessing every outcome every year, you're well supported. For one of those outcomes, you can see that I have multiple measurements, perhaps both direct and indirect assessments of student performance. And within a single measurement, we're going to take all of the steps of the assessment process and put them onto a single screen for you, so that whether you are designing that measurement within the curriculum map and automatically having that measurement pulled over, or whether you're designing it within the assessment plan so it pushes to the curriculum map, or whether there's no integration with a curriculum map at all, you can generate all of those details right from within the assessment screen. Then you can upload any supporting documentation and begin the process of results collection. We have myriad options to really make this simple so that if you want to manually enter your data for simplicity's sake, you can do that. You can upload result files that might have been generated from other tools. You can even email your faculty so that they get a roster and have the ability to just enter in student grades directly from within that email. Many people, however, are making use of the integration with other Watermark tools or learning management systems. And these allow us to really pull those data seamlessly. For example, right here from a learning management system where I already have those data existing, so I can just make that alignment and see the data flow directly into the tool right here. And from there, I have the ability to add in any sort of action items that I would like to ensure that we're maintaining continuous improvement and talking about what we'd like to do year over year. And if we have actions from one year to the next, this gives me a lovely opportunity to check in on those actions that have been devised, add any updates, and have a consistent, ongoing conversation about our performance. From here, the big question on your mind is probably, okay, we've entered in these data. How do we use that? So we will give you the ability from an administrative perspective to take a look at any of the assessment plans that you're tracking and see how you're performing in terms of completion across the institution or whichever segment you've been aligned. You can take a look at a summarized report so that you can see a qualitative view of all of those data that have been entered in a really nice linear format. And our Insights dashboard gives you much more information about the critical details from along that conversation. Whether we're talking about alignment of program outcomes up to institutional learning outcomes and how those all roll up in your reporting, or whether you want more intricate details about the types of measurements that you are incorporating into your assessment plans or the overall status of those outcomes. We even make it easier to have holistic, large-scale conversations about performance because you can filter out by different programs or segments of the institution, and you can compare plans year over year in order to show longitudinal growth and really have intricate conversations about how individual programs are supporting your needs over the course of time. And for anyone who really loves SPSS or Power BI tools, you have the ability to export all of your data in a more granular format so that you can work with it and manipulate it in order to see the data in the way that's most appropriate for you. In addition to assessment planning, one of the big areas that Watermark supports our institutions is with accreditation self-studies. Whether we're talking about accreditation at the institutional or regional level, or at the programmatic or professional level, we have myriad reports, and you can even build custom templates for any accrediting bodies that you'd like. That lays out all of their requirements and subsections along the left-hand side of the screen, so that you can align your administrators either at the report level or at the individual section level, so that whenever somebody logs into the tool, they see only the pieces that are pertinent to them. People who are administrators at the highest level have the ability to track progress and see the status of different sections of the accreditation self-study. And individual contributors are able to jump in to write narratives at the individual standard level. Here they can write their narratives, upload images and tables, and really make that narrative what they need it to be. You can also upload any supporting documentation directly within the screen, and highlight any text where you might need to insert a link with ease. From here, feel free to collaborate with other stakeholders working within this report so that you can talk about consistent updates that you need to make or places where you might have a concern. The other nice thing is that if you use an @ tag, like on social media, whoever you're talking to is going to get an email notification prompting them to jump into the system and see the updates that you've made. We even offer a centralized library so that you can view all of your attachments in one place, see all of the places that an individual attachment has been aligned to different standards, and if you ever need to update the version of that documentation, just upload one version a single time, and we push it out to everywhere that it's been linked. And of course, you'll have the ability to export this either into PDF or Word format, with protection options and evidence export options. And you can also create a shared website for anybody who might want to view a web-based version of your accreditation self-study. And just like with accreditation self-studies, program review within Watermark allows you to design the program reviews that you have different programs complete. You can customize a template that speaks to each of the different sections that these programs need to complete so that they write their narratives. And they can even use different integrations that Watermark has with existing data within the system. So things like your curriculum mapping, discussing your mission statements, or talking about learning outcome performance year over year. All of those data can be pulled directly into the program review by default using one of Watermark's smart connections, along with any sort of other documentation that you would like to upload, so that when your units are writing their narratives, they have all of that information at the tips of their fingers. And if your assessment plans are aligned to your strategic plan, you have the ability to manage that strategic plan from within the same system. So not only can I track progress consistently from the centralized dashboard, but you can see all of the goals and initiatives that might be broken down throughout the strategic plan, either at the institutional, departmental, or college level. And you can even build in tactics so that you can talk about consistent progress toward your strategic initiatives. While this is by no means an exhaustive overview of Watermark's tool, I hope that it gives you a taste of what Watermark is able to accomplish when it comes to your institutional review and assessment needs. Watermark is always looking forward to having these sorts of conversations with you, so we hope that you'll reach out to us and give us a chance to talk even more about how we can support your needs on campus.